I'd like to announce the first expert in this session. This is Lucie Švamberková from the Czech Standardization Agency. The lecture is titled BIM Education Strategy in the Czech Republic. Lucie, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. It's really a pleasure for me to be here because we are here to talk about education, and not just whatever education, but about the education in BIM. I'm sure you will agree with me that within the digital transformation, BIM is the field which is worthy of our attention, and the education plays the key role in it. And it's the reason why, besides new data, contractual, pricing standards, or terminology, the education is one of the main topics within our Czech BIM strategy. Now, the main idea is very simple. We start at secondary schools to continue at universities and follow up with the lifelong learning. This is the ideal course, but we're not there yet. What we need to have in mind is that there is an interface between those three levels of education. There is an interface between secondary and tertiary, and there is an interface between university and our lifelong learning. And we must be aware of it if we want to follow up with it smoothly from one level to another. So, in order to describe this interface, we made a kind of a grid which enables us to describe the level of knowledge in one hand and the area of knowledge in the other hand. For describing the level of knowledge, we used the well-known European qualification frame, and we use the first 5 levels of it for now. We agreed that first 2 levels correspond to the contents that we should teach at secondary schools, and the 3rd, 4th and 5th levels are for university students to meet the requirements. So the first level corresponds to the basics. The second one is for advanced knowledge taught at secondary schools. The 3rd level then continues in a bachelor program at a university. The 4th one is a master program, and the 5th one in a doctor's studies. So the idea, you've just seen it, is really very simple and logic. Now, how to apply it? To do this, we identified 6 fields of knowledge, 6 areas of competencies. And within these 6 fields, we identified 20 subjects related to BIM. You can see here, we perceive the BIM area as a very complex one, because we are not talking just about 3D modeling or a common data environment. We are talking about efficient communication, about information management, about foreign languages, because English is a must, about standards and terminology, virtual and augmented reality, and so on and so on. And how we did it? How did we integrate them into the education framework? Well, first of all, in 2018, there was the proposal for an update of framework education program, which was submitted. Then, 2 years later, in 2020, this update proposal was approved. The result is that from September 2022, at our secondary schools of civil engineering and technical institutes, this new framework education program will be obligatory implemented into their school education programs. There is this document called Methods for Secondary Schools of Civil Engineering, systematically describing the framework requirements, giving real-life examples and offering templates. Also, during numerous workshops, we bring teachers together, offering them options how to integrate BIM into their lessons, and to share experience and good practice, and, well, to share common fears too. In the end, from 2026, our secondary school graduates will have covered the second level of those 6 areas of competencies, creating the interface between the secondary and tertiary level across the Czech Republic. So you can see, for example, they will be familiar with the development of the BIM method, will understand it and be able to work with it throughout the whole life cycle. They will be able to explain the sense of digital transformation and distinguish between electronic and digital data. They will understand the concept of information model and be able to describe graphical and non-graphical information. They will know what BIM coordinator do and what he or she is responsible for. They will know how to draw necessary information from the BIM information model and will be able to apply it in practice. They will work with at least one software supporting BIM method, and they will know how to use the open data format for the information exchange. And this is how they enter the university. Now, I'm pretty sure it's the same in Poland, but our universities are well ahead in BIM education. There are 3 main technical universities in the Czech Republic integrating BIM topics into their study program since 2010. Little by little, of course, in the beginning with just 3D modeling, later with the data content within the 3D model, slowly from the level of information and level of detail up to today's level of information needed, and the information exchange and the project management throughout the common data environment. Today, they offer different approaches. Either you can choose a very specific BIM master degree program, focusing primarily on BIM management, or you can meet BIM-related subjects integrated into standard study programs, beginning with the theory in a bachelor degree and developing it in practice in subsequent master degree study programs. You can imagine all our universities are looking forward for 2026, when they will receive first graduates with BIM from civil engineering secondary schools and technical institutes. They will not have to teach the basics anymore, so we'll be able to focus on practicing the acquired knowledge and skills much more than they do it today. Which leads me to our second interface, the one between universities and the real life. Openly speaking, we would really like to know why are we doing all these studies, wouldn't we? Well, BIM has entered our engineering and construction companies. Some perceive it in a negative way. I would say it's more of a fresh air than of a flood, but it's the industry needs we are preparing our university graduates for. So we founded a platform we call BIM Edu, and within this platform we are gathering the university teachers with the industry experts so they can specify their requirements towards university graduates, share some knowledge, experience, or studying materials for work with real-life examples. There are not many, but they are devoted. And you will agree with me that it's enough for one to believe that you can do a good job together. The result of our collaboration is this document called The Scheme of Required Knowledge and Skills in BIM, which describes those previously mentioned 6 areas of competencies and 20 subjects in detail. You can see now one example I put you describing the level of knowledge for a common data environment, going from the very basics, raising step by step the awareness of the topic and acquiring better and better knowledge up to the proficiency level. Both documents, this one and the earlier mentioned methods for secondary schools of civil engineering, are publicly available for free on our BIM strategy web pages. It's worth mentioning that our BIM graduates will soon find an employment in the public sector too. From July 2023, there will be the obligation for public procurers to use the BIM methods for public projects exceeding a specified limit. In the beginning for new buildings only, but step by step they will use it for passportization of existing buildings and for the whole life operation and facility management. To comply with the law, we are doing our best to get the public administration ready too. To be honest, this is the real challenge. Just think about the resistance of the building and construction industry itself, and now the rigidity of the public sector within it. So we face many obstacles. We face many fears, and we face a huge lack of motivation, lack of knowledge, lack of means. But the biggest challenge for us is to change the mindset. If you think about it, you will agree with me that the state is one of the biggest clients, and if this level of inefficiency can be reduced by simply a better information management, so let's do it. Because this is not what you want, and what we see here, it's just about the cost and the project execution. Then how about the operation phase? We want the gear to work together. And if a transparent communication, relevant and accurate data can help it, so let's do it. So we are doing our best to cultivate the perception of BIM by public sector and strengthen their BIM expertise. Because it is important to have in mind that in July 2023, it's not just about some software to be used. It is the whole process that will have to be modified, improved, and tested on a pilot in the best case scenario. For the lifelong learning of public sector, sorry, this one is in Czech, the BIM Strategy Department has prepared a learning concept covering several fields, such as the strategy for implementation of BIM into the organization, construction data standard, common data environment, new contractual items such as BIM protocol, and in addition to it, estimating with BIM and BIM for facility management. Our courses are face-to-face, e-learning. We organize workshops and accentuate an individual approach because all those people already have their experience and we need them to use the best of it and apply it to BIM principles. Because the goal is clear. We want to build and operate our buildings efficiently, in a transparent way, and with knowledge how important is their impact to the environment. And that's it. So, wish us a good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lucie. As usual, perfect presentation, perfect lecture. We met together a few times in last month for different seminars organized in Czech Republic or in Serbia. I'm really glad that you joined us in infraBIM.